Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Waharakakodash, the honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, roll well, peace and blessing, salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. All right, this lesson I'm going to get into, just a real brief lesson. The fact that the Christian doctrine of hell is not biblical. Okay, so this is what they say hell is, a place where you burn and stuff like that. But I'm telling you right now that this is not biblical. Okay, this is not biblical at all. The scriptures do not, say this, okay? Now, let me tell you something. All right? Hell in the Bible is I'm going to say two different things. There are three, but the two main ones, which we're going to go through three of them. Hell is either the grave, all right, meaning like the grave, like it's called, the Yiddish word I believe they have there is Sheol, all right, that's the Yiddish word they got for it, which means the grave, okay, meaning underground, okay, where your body gets buried. That's considered hell. Hell is also condition, okay, meaning on the bottom, okay, low, you're suffering. The Israelites right now are in hell, okay, because they're in captivity. We are in captivity. Our people, the Israelites, we're in captivity. We're in slavery. All right, that's hell, okay. And then there's also hell, which is a pit outside of Jerusalem where they burn garbage or something like that. But we're going to focus on the main two, okay. The grave and also the condition, okay? Now, we're going to cut this hell Christian doctrine in half with a few scriptures. That's all it's going to take, okay? There's a lot of scriptures, but I'm just going to get the main ones that are going to slice it, okay? Because it doesn't take much at all, okay? Because it's not biblical, all right? It's not biblical. So, first of all, I also just want to say this, that the Christian church, specifically the Catholic church back then, used hell as a scare tactic for people to give them money, okay? For people to do whatever they say, because otherwise they'd say that they'd burn in hell, all right, for eternity, okay? So let's go to the scriptures, because Christians can live in a fantasy world all they want, but at the end of the day, the scriptures are what's real and what's going to come, to fruition, come to pass, all right? So let's start in Revelations, because this is the best scripture I know of to cut hell in half, that doctrine of a place where you burn forever after death. This is Revelations 20 and 14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. Okay, so death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. So how the fuck can hell get casted into the lake of fire? I thought hell was the lake of fire. That's what you Christians say. So how can hell get casted into the lake of fire? That makes no sense. Okay? And then it says this is the second death. So that lake of fire is part of the second death. Because what was the first death? The flood. All right? Noah and the flood. That was the first death. So what is the second death? That nuclear destruction, okay? That's what the lake of fire is. America being destroyed by nuclear missiles. That is the lake of fire, okay? The nuclear desolation. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. And who's written in the book of life? Slovakia, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Who's written in the book of life? The elect. The elect are written in the book of life. Okay, so how can death and hell be cast into the lake of fire if hell is death? That makes no sense. All right? Hell is the grave or it's a condition. All right, those are the two main things that it is. All right? And when America is destroyed, all right, when Esau is taken out of power, which is heaven, all right, being in rulership is heaven. When he's taken out of power, he's going to go into hell, okay? Because he's going to be put in slavery along with the other nations, All right, Edom and the other nations are going to go into hell. They're going to be put through hardship. Okay? They're going to be put through the condition. So once again, if hell is a place where you burn forever, if hell is the lake of fire where people are cast in to burn and be tormented for eternity, why did it just say, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire? And whenever you read, death and hell are usually in the same precept. Okay, because hell means the grave, or it's a condition. Okay? And in this sense, like I was saying, when America's destroyed and Esau goes down and Jacob's put up, the Israelites are never going to have to go through hell again. Okay? They're never going to be put in the grave. They're never going to be in slavery again. Okay, ever. You see? And how do we know this? Revelations 21:4. And Yahweh shall wipe away all the tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Okay, so that's why it said death and hell were cast into the lake of fire, because there's going to be no more death or hell for the Israelites. Okay, because they're going to be in heaven forever. They're going to be in rulership. They're going to be on top. Okay. Now, another thing we can get is let me start just so you can get the context of what's going on. This is 1 Samuel chapter 28, verse 7. Now, Samuel's dead, okay? Then said Saul unto his servants, Seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servants said to him, Behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment. And he went, and 2 men with him. And they came to the woman by night, and he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee. And the woman said unto him, Behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he hath cut off those that have familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? And Saul swore to her by Yahweh, saying, As Yahweh liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Then said the woman, Whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, Bring me up Samuel. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice, and the woman spake to Saul, saying, Why hast thou deceived me, for thou art Saul? And the king said unto her, Be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw God descending out of the earth. And he said unto her, What form is he of? And she said, An old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel. And he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, Why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and Yahweh is departed from me, and answereth me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. Then said Samuel, Wherefore then dost thou ask of me, seeing Yahweh is departed from thee, and is become thine enemy? Okay, so we know that King Saul was wicked, right? So they say that wicked people burn in hell. All right, well, answer this question then, Christians, because it's coming up real soon here. Excuse me, Slakia. And Yahweh hath done to him as he spake by me, for Yahweh hath rent the kingdom out of thine hand, and given it to thy neighbor, even to David. Because thou obeyedest not the voice of Yahweh, nor executedest his fierce wrath upon Amalek, therefore hath Yahweh done this thing unto thee this day. Now, this is the point right here. I just wanted to read that so you had context. All right, so you know what was going on. So King Saul, which is wicked, he went to a witch, basically, and she rose Samuel out of the grave, okay? Moreover, Yahweh will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines. All right, so he's saying that Israel is going to be overcame by the Philistines, and him... Well, let me just read on. And tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. Yahweh also shall deliver the host of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. So Israel is going to, get slaughtered in the battle. Okay, and then Israelites are going to flee, but there's going to be Israelites that get slaughtered. And Samuel just told him that him and his sons are going to die. Okay, they're going to be killed by the Philistines. All right. Now let me skip down. Salaki, I'm looking for where Samuel dies. Salakia. This is 1 Samuel 31:4. Then said Saul unto his armor bearer, draw thy sword and thrust me through therewith, lest these uncircumcised come and thrust me through and abuse me. But his armor bearer would not, for he was sore afraid. Therefore Saul took a sword and fell upon it. All right. And then his armor bearer saw that Saul was dead, and he likewise upon his sword, and died with him. And so Saul died, and his 3 sons, and his armor bearer, and all his men that same day together. All right, so Saul and his sons did die, just like Samuel told them, right? So why did he say this? If King Saul was wicked, which he was, he did wicked deeds, why did Samuel, who was a prophet, a just man, say this? And tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. So they're going to the same place as him. Why? Because all the spirits go to the same place, man. There is no hell where you burn forever. Okay? And the kingdom of heaven is not set up yet. The kingdom of heaven is when Israel is going to be in rulership, man. That's not yet. All right? You people have a completely false doctrine, man. Return to the Father who gave it. Oh my goodness, Salakia. I'm trying to find it. There we go. The water for bearing with me. This is Ecclesiastes 12:7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yahweh who gave it. Okay? So when people die, their spirit goes up to Yahweh. All right? And the dust goes into the earth. Simple as that. All right? So this was just a quick lesson. Bahar Kakwadash. Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai willing that this was edifying. All right? And rebuke to those that believe in that nonsense doctrine. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakwadash, the bonders, the apostles, and the elders of Great Millstone rule well. Peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. Shalom.